Freeman, the leading scorer for NC State. The Wolfpack lost their top 3 scorers from a season ago. They've got a new head coach in Kevin Keatts. And they are 5-2 through the first 7 games. Penn State controls the opening tip. Nittany Lions 6-1, playing their first true road game of the season. Lamar Stevens misfires, back tap to Carr. He lets it fly, and Tony Carr, 20 points per game, 2 30-point outings already, off to a good start.
You know, he is a big-time player, and he is really set this year to take that sophomore class, which has made a significant push for Penn State. This is a big year for them to be able to get to the NCAA tournament.
See the starting 5 for NC State as Al Freeman is bumped down low. Lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolfpack. Freeman, the leading scorer for NC State.
We know about the energy, the motor, the way NC State likes to play on the defensive end. Can they impose that against a very skilled, tough-minded Penn State club who likes to run at times as well?
Freeman with the shot clock winding down. The rebound to big Mike Watkins. There is a Philadelphia flavor to this Penn State team. 4 players from Roman Catholic. That's at high school in Philly on this roster. There is Josh Reeves, the junior who led the Big Ten in steals last year.
Anish, the starting lineup for Penn State has size on every position over NC State. So you saw that last possession. They just threw over the top of the Wolfpack defense.
Dorn from the free throw line. The rebound comes to Shep Garner, the senior.
Shep Garner is a catch and shoot, likes to shoot the 3.
Watkins rebounds the Carr miss, gets it back, doesn't get it to go, and Leonard Freeman rips it down.
And Freeman is going to have to be really tough in that matchup with Watkins. He can score on the inside, he's good at defending, and he's a terrific shot blocker. You're going to need some pump fakes tonight.
It's turned into a score this year. Here's the freshman Braxton Beverly, no whistle. The Lions will slow things up now. It's Carr, and he's got 5 early.
There's a certain smoothness to the way Tony Carr plays. It looks effortless, so skilled.
Dorn drops it off for Freeman. Active hands by Penn State. These are 2 of the top teams in the country so far in forcing turnovers.
Tips, deflections, and the disruption on the defensive end going Penn State's way.
Fall away not there. The tip by Garner, and it's a 9-0 run for Penn State and Kevin Keatts with an early timeout. Tony Carr with 5. 9-zip Nittany Lions.
This counts off the timeout.
They don't have a shot attempt yet.
Yeah,
shot attempt?
They have 1. I think they have 1, don't they? Offensive rebound.
Penn State 4 out of 9. They've scored the first 9 points. This was an NC State team. They went to the Bahamas in the battle for Atlantis, beat number 2 Arizona. The Wildcats have since dropped out of the rankings, but followed that up with losses to Northern Iowa and Tennessee. And Kevin Keatts is still figuring out who his team is as we have a foul on Penn State. It is on Satchel Pierce, the Virginia Tech transfer. There's Pat Chambers, 4 straight seasons with 15-plus wins, but they're trying to move out of the great twilight in the Big Ten and move into the upper echelon. Try to make a bid for the NCAA tournament for the first time in Chambers' tenure.
Very defensive-minded, offensively 5 players averaging double figures. And a shot blocker at the rim, good ball pressure on the defensive end. This is a pretty well put together team.
Shot clock winding down. Freeman off the dribble. Good by Torin Dorn, and the rebound comes to Tony Carr. Very good rebounding guard. Stevens, loose ball on the floor. Refs letting them play through it. And the jump ball possession arrow, Penn State.
There are several options for Pat Chambers to invert his guards to the block against a smaller perimeter for Kevin Keats.
Kevin Keats coming to Raleigh after a successful 3-year run at UNC Wilmington. Took over a program that had been mired in 6 straight losing seasons. All he did, win 3 regular season titles in the Colonial, and took that team dancing twice. Freeman off balance, not there. NC State still without its first point. Garner on the run out, and it's an 11-0 run by Penn State.
NC State really shot selection has not allowed them to even get a good look to be able to set their defense. Penn State's playing in transition so far early in the game.
Braxton Beverly, the freshman, leaves it short. Offensive rebound, Dorn trying to navigate through traffic, and jump ball. And it's going to go the other way. No, they'll say it's a travel.
NC State's going to pick up full court pressure here. They're obviously not in rhythm at all on the offensive end. Sometimes, Anish, when you're trying to jumpstart your team, you need to pick up your effort on the defensive end.
That was an issue last year for NC State. Kevin Keats has hammered that home this year, and he has brought a fast-paced, up-tempo approach. Doesn't quite have the three-point shooting that he did at UNC Wilmington.
NC State only makes 5 threes a game. They're learning. That's an adjustment. It takes time. You know, the Arizona win was huge. Put the program on the map and to validate the style that Kevin Keats wants to play. But these guys got to find some offense, or this thing could get ugly fast.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Aleve Direct Therapy. Get drug-free, deep penetrating lower back pain relief. And Angry Orchard Hard Cider, naturally refreshing. What's that?
Are we coming on camera now?
Yeah.
Do you want to get the do's and don'ts in sometime soon too? You want to do those now? Well, I'm just okay, whatever you think. I mean, I'm just thinking the dues, like NC State, what are they on the glass right now?
3, -6. -6.
If we do it now, they're the 2 things that I said they are not doing, and I think that could be a way that they could.
Forcing the opponent to play your style of basketball puts them at a disadvantage. Creating deflections, forcing steals, will lead to success on the offensive side of the ball. Today's Tools to Victory was brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Plans you want, tools you want. You got it. Live fearless.
Penn State off to an 11-0 start here on the road. Anish Shroff alongside Debbie Antonelli.
Yeah.
So we're hitting do's and don'ts here now? Okay.
Thank you.
How do you want me to tee up, Debbie?
Well, how does NC State get back in it? Are they on the top?
Yeah.
They're on the top of that slab? Are they first, or Penn State's first?
But I'll say
Okay.
NC State and
So it's Penn State,
yeah.
NC State.
Okay, Penn State, yeah.
Penn State's doing their job, situational offense, and they are staying out of foul trouble.
So Penn State's executed its game plan
Yeah.
so far to perfection.
Yep.
Kevin Keats and his Wolfpack still looking for their first points. Penn State off to a fast start. Anish Shroff alongside Debbie Antonelli. Debbie, so far, Penn State has executed its game plan to perfection.
They have the pace where they want it, especially on the road. They've been able to get out in transition and get some easy scoring opportunities. They've scored in their situational offense, and I think they have done an excellent job of getting the right people taking shots early in the game.
One went off the stripes. Here's Stevens. Up ahead, Jamari Wheeler. Lazy passing there by Penn State, and it comes back to NC State. Pressure at midcourt. Stevens and Wheeler on the double. It's Markel Johnson poked loose from behind. Let's stay with the Wolfpack.
We talk about some of the do's and don'ts for Penn State. Situational offense, they've been terrific. They've scored on their out of their timeouts, and they have stayed out of foul trouble in the second level, which NC State's got to attack the logo to try to put some pressure on them on the back row, and then they've got to stay with them on the glass right now. +6 Penn State on the boards.
NC State 0 for 7 from the field. Here's Omer Yurtseven, and that's a double dribble.
I mean, sloppy, very casual, no energy. Not any part of that speaks to Kevin Keats and what his DNA is.
This Penn State team, the only loss for the Nittany Lions through 7 games, came against a very good Texas A&M team that could win the SEC. Here's Carr. He is fouled on the drive.
He is so good at getting his footwork to create separation. He gets his shoulders past the defender, and at 6'5", Pat Chambers does a terrific job of moving him around the offense, making a really tough check for NC State.
Inbound to Watkins, now Carr. To Stevens, those two were high school teammates. Stevens, and the rebound to Omer Yurtseven. Came back for his sophomore year after flirting with the NBA draft. Freeman, the step back, and NC State on the board.
Yeah, that's all Al Freeman right there. And you see right there a little bit of urgency out of his play coming out of the timeout. He's got the assignment to guard Tony Carr as well. He's starting out on him anyway. You have to get over the top of every ball screen with Carr because of this right here, the three-point range.
NC State will give up that shot. Here comes Sam Hunt. Transfer from North Carolina A&T. He's a three-point shooter. He lets it fly and hits.
I mean, Sam Hunt doesn't even need any sweat. Comes right off the bench, ready to score. You see how quickly the energy has picked up for NC State just because they've made a couple of buckets.
This is Jamari Wheeler, freshman out of Florida. Now Stevens. Sizing up Bernard Freeman, who pokes it loose. Wolfpack ball.
NC State getting their energy off their ability to score right here. Terrific footwork to create separation by Al Freeman. And then Sam Hunt with range.
Hunt, a young man who began his career at Jacksonville University, went to North Carolina A&T. He's from Greensboro, dreamed of playing in the ACC, and gets his chance as a graduate transfer.
As poorly as NC State has started, it's just a 6-point game.
Yurtseven to the jump hook. Watkins fighting for the rebound, and a foul against the Wolfpack.
And Penn State's going to play straight up with Watkins, who's a terrific shot blocker, one of the best in the country. Yurtseven's got to finish that one-on-one move. He came back after experiencing the NBA draft. Much stronger, better skill set, better defender.
Picked up the foul there. Struggled with foul trouble last year. But a big part of that, he was suspended for the early part of the season because of playing for money overseas, and never was able to get those reps in non-conference, and he looked like a deer in headlights in the ACC at times as Watkins finishes.
Good execution by Penn State.
foul the other way off the drive by the freshman LeVar Batts.
And Batts gets to the logo. Watch the nice slip to the bucket here off the high post roll. Tell you what, Tony Carr and Lamar Stevens get most of the headlines for Penn State, and they deserve them. But Mike Watkins is a huge part of whether this team will have a long stay and will they get to the postseason. He's a shot blocker. He rebounds his position to defend one-on-one. They don't use him in their ball screening action to be aggressive to trap or to hard hedge. More of a gap, so they keep him out of foul trouble that way.
Watkins last year, second in Big Ten in blocks and 8 double-doubles. Batts misses both. Rebound, Julian Moore, the graduate transfer, graduate student, fifth year with Penn State. Shaq Garner, catch and shoot. Hunt, the rebound. State opened this game on an 11-0 run. Hunt, he's got 2 threes. Did not score the last 2 games. He's found a shot early.
Great job by Batts coming off that ball screen. Good lift on the weak side to be wide open for a catch and shoot.
Garner knocks down the jumper.
Penn State has really scored in every facet of the game. They've been on the glass, they have scored in transition. When the game slows down, they execute.
That's the long 3. That's good. He was just 1 of 12 from 3-point range before that. Garner from the wing. He lets it fly.
He was open the last time on the skip in transition, and when you open up the floor like that with your full court pressure, you better know where Garner is.
They're at 7 now. He knocks it down. That's a 3-point shootout early. This has turned into a game of horse, Debbie.
Well, look at the body language of NC State now. Now, will Penn State have the poise right here and the composure?
Foul on the floor. Penn State with a 4-point lead as the Wolfpack have come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of First Responders Appreciation Night, please welcome to the court members of Squad 14, who serves as one of the 29 engines with the Raleigh Fire Department.
28 teams, 14 matchups. All
Swift water trench, confined space, and vehicle rescue. The team trains twice monthly in these areas in addition to their normal monthly training. With us tonight is Lieutenant Lonnie Glover, first-class firefighters Brandon Freeze, Les Leaptrot, Addison Lynch, and Aaron Stevens, and Battalion Chief Chris Wilson. Please join me in thanking Squad 14 and the Raleigh Fire Department for their service to our community.
One more thing. I want to welcome and thank all of the first responders and their families at today's game. Thank you for everything you do.
I want to thank all of our first responders for making a difference every day in the community.
Thank you to all the firefighters, paramedics, police officers, and EMTs that inspire us with their courage and honor and the sacrifices they make every day.
Thank you to all the first responders that are in attendance today, and to all those who keep Raleigh and all of our hometowns safe on a daily basis. Thank you.
Wolfpack returns to PNC Arena this Saturday to take on South Carolina State 8 on 12 noon. Don't forget to bring your new unwrapped toys. Support the Coca-Cola Visit goback.com.
"28 teams, 14 matchups,
All kinds of stars.
That's absolutely beautiful.
one challenge. The Big Ten ACC Challenge continues with Notre Dame, Michigan State, tomorrow, 7 Eastern on ESPN.
Spartans had a big win against North Carolina. Tony Carr and the foul. He's got 7 with a chance for 8.
Off the timeout, you just had a feeling he hadn't had a touch in a while, Anisha.
You called it. You told me during the break. You called the exact play they ran.
I'm impressed with Tony Carr. When you have a player like that, you can move him around in places where he can find success, and he is a tall perimeter guard, shot-making, playmaking. Nice out-of-bounds play. Pat Chambers' team's got to execute in their situational offense.
Pat Chambers told us Carr has done a lot in the offseason, added more than 25 pounds of muscle. He was really impressed, though, with what he called Carr's mental conditioning.
They just throw the lob over the top of Bats. He's got more size. He's dangerous because if you put a smaller guy on him, he's going to take you to the block. He can initiate from the top. He's very good in their ball screening action on the wing, and he's got range.
Pat Chambers' next step in the growth of Carr is becoming a leader.
He just fought through that elevator door screen at the top.
Shot clock down to 2. Freeman, running layup is good off the window. There's Reeves. Garner's got 7. In and out. Carr the offensive rebound. Carr in traffic.
With the offhand. NC State's made a couple of mistakes on Garner. They cannot make more mistakes on him. He's too good outside the arc.
Sam Hunt, he's had the hot hand. Did not start for the second straight game, but 9 off the bench in the first half. He's been the spark to get NC State back into this game after being down 11-0.
Bench has 15 of the 19.
Stevens posting up. 1 to shoot, beats the clock, can't get it to go. You're at 7 with the rebound. And Betts is bumped by Reeves. 4th team foul on Penn State, first on Josh Reeves.
Well, we talked about the many ways that Tony Carr can impact the game on the offensive end. There's an offensive board in traffic, and then to the corner. 3rd triple of the first half off the bench for Sam Hunt.
That was his reputation when he came to Raleigh, a 3-point shooter. Almost all of his attempts this season have come from beyond the arc. Braxton Beverly had a big game in the win against Arizona, 20 points. 6th rebound for Watkins.
He gets a great look. He snakes behind the step-up screen, something NC State spent a lot of time in shoot-around today working on, attacking that logo off those step-up screens.
Wolfpack can tie with a 3. Dorn down the lane. Follows his miss. 3rd attempt is not there. Hunt goes down, out of bounds. Stay here. Coming up next on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern, #1 Duke and Indiana, Assembly Hall in Bloomington. If you have not seen Marvin Bagley, tune in and please do so. Leading the ACC in scoring, and he has NBA superstar written all over. Al Freeman with a chance to tie it at the free throw line.
Al Freeman is a driver, and you have to play him off the bounce. Does a terrific job of attacking his buckets have come off the dribble, creating separation or being able to go hard to the middle of the floor.
Freeman, a graduate transfer from Baylor, was a 2-year starter for Scott Drew. 23 years old. He's a 2.5-year-old baby girl by the name of Maddox. Speaks Spanish. Cannot tie the game as Tony Carr rebounds. Reeves over third 7. Cushion up to 3 for Penn State. Test 3 3-pointers. Now you're at 7 against Satchel Pierce. And a trap.
I like the poise, not to be in too much of a rush, but he's got to make some of those plays on the block for NC State. Penn State is not bringing the double. The three-point shooting around him is too good. And if you can play him straight up, then you play him straight up. They've defended him twice on the low block.
Carr, too strong. Penn State ball to the chagrin of this pro Wolfpack crowd.
For 10 years, the Capitals for maintaining a 3.0 GPA or higher. Tonight's honoree and joining us on the court is Simon Monroe, junior on the men's soccer team. Simon maintains a 3.69 grade point average in business administration. Congratulations, Simon, on your academic and athletic achievements. Caterpillar equipment and NC State scholar athletes leading the pack and making a statement.
It is Jimmy V week, and before the game, Debbie and I had a chance to talk to NC State legend Derek Wittenberg, who won a championship for Jim Valvano. That 1983 team, it was Wittenberg who had that game-winning, let's call it an assist. Told us his story. There was a game against Michigan State when the Spartans had Scott Skiles, and Coach Valvano was imploring his team not to foul. D-Witt commits a foul, and Jimmy V didn't see it. Calls a timeout, gets the team to the bench, and what does Wittenberg do? Throws his teammate Terry Gannon under the bus. just, who fouled? Who fouled Michigan State? Wittenberg turns over, he goes, Coach, I'm a senior. It wasn't me. It was Terry Gannon.
There's no way I would have done that. That's all Terry.
And Terry was called over and got an earful.
Coach V, a remarkable man, terrific family, great foundation, has done so much for so many. If you can find a way to donate, it doesn't matter how much. It will go to research, which will help find a cure, and it's really important.
You played at NC State for K-Yao. You were around Jimmy V. What's your fondest memory of Jimmy V?
The one I can tell on the air? He was such a great personality. He let us watch practice whenever we wanted, women's team. But my best memories of him come after I finished at NC State, when I would come back from grad school with my grad school classmates, and he'd invite us all into his office to share popcorn and sodas and share experience. You know, and just talk about the dual role. At the time, he was the AD and the head coach.
Wheeler off the steal, blocked by Batts, but a foul. As Debbie said, if you can give anything, any little bit helps, visit v.org/donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research.
Too loose with a basketball, great pick, and a hard foul.
So Wheeler to the free throw line.
And that's, oh sorry, but that's Wheeler's job on the floor. Up the energy level defensively. Still working to find a shooting form outside the arc, but he can have an impact on the defensive end of the floor for Penn State.
And played at the Rock School, which produced Joel Embiid and Scotty Wilbekin, former SEC Player of the Year at Florida. Wheeler coming off a career-high 14. Last time out against Earl Roberts.
We were told today at shoot-around that he spends a good portion of practice time defending Tony Carr. It's made them both better.
Wheeler came into this game averaging 2 steals per game. Freeman over Pierce.
And Freeman doing a great job off the step-up screen, really hunting an angle to the bucket.
Penn State opened this game on an 11-0 run. Lead is now 1. Here's Tony Carr. Here, you're at 7, another rebound. Braxton Beverly, who was signed with Ohio State, took classes there. Drops it off for the big man from Turkey.
Quick hitter in transition, weak side occupied, wide open side of the floor. Good execution.
And the Wolfpack have their first lead at 25-24. On the other end, it's Wheeler to Pierce.
Right back at you. Very similar action for Penn State. They like to ice those ball screens, which means they try to keep the ball on the same side of the floor.
Wheeler again in transition. Blocked at the rim by Dorn. Bostic on the inside and a foul. The 19th annual Big Ten ACC Challenge rolls on Thursday from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. It is Notre Dame and Michigan State. Spartans coming off a 63-45 win against defending champion UNC. The Tar Heels shot under 25%. Worst shooting performance in school history.
How about Notre Dame undefeated coming off the win over Wichita State? Mike Bray, Bonzie Colson. I'm talking about Marvin Bagley, a 2010 guy in the league. So is Bonzie Colson right now.
That's the player of the year race right now in the ACC. Here, Bostic heads to the bench. Lamar Stevens checks back in. Stevens, Bostic, and Tony Carr, all sophomores, all went to Roman Catholic in Philadelphia, all came to Penn State. And one thing Pat Chambers has done, he has created that Philly
defensive effort right here. Braxton Beverly hasn't been able to make a pass.
Wheeler all over him. Here's Dorn. Beats the shot clock. Does not hit the rim. And a shot clock violation. The Penn State bench jacked.
That is a huge defensive possession. The energy of Wheeler. Wow. You talk about moving your feet. Look at the D right here. He's just moving his feet, cutting off angles. Giving Beverly no vision to make any entry pass.
Wheeler to Carr. It was deflected out of bounds by NC State. Now they'll say went off Penn State. Anyways, this is a bigger game for Penn State. NC State, expectations not very high this season. I feel they have a team. Get Penn State, get Penn State to the NCAA tournament. And they go into Big Ten play right after this. Beverly wanted the tie.
That's the LeBron move right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, jab it. Create a little space.
Not hit the rim. Shot clock at 15. Stevens lost it. Watkins navigates through a double team. Follows his shot. And it comes to Al Freeman.
Watkins got to finish those.
Yep. Here's Leonard Freeman with two hands. His offense has been a big surprise for NC State. Never much of a score. Missed last year with a leg injury. Had a metal rod inserted into his leg. He's been a 12-point per game scorer for the Wolfpack.
He's only shooting 74% from the floor, probably because he gets a lot of dunks.
Tony Carr, that rims out. Dorn underneath. And a foul on Lamar Stevens.
One of the things you've got to do is run to the rim and continue to work. Watch the play on the interior. Freeman.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Esurance, auto and home insurance for the modern world.
Register your child at GoPack.com. National Coatings. We've got you covered.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. It is the Big Ten ACC Challenge. The ACC has won 6 of 7 so far. Penn State got off to a great start, 11-0 run. NC State, solid bench production to get back into the game.
Hit a couple of threes, body language changed. Now it's a possession-for-possession game. NC State has yet to take the lead.
Wolfpack 0 for 3 at the line. Tor and Dorn, a 1-1. He ties the game at 28. Dorn 0 for 6 shooting in the first half. And we've seen that with him at times. He'll miss that first shot. It gets him into a funk.
So you need to put the ball on the floor, take advantage of your versatility, get to the line, see the ball go through the basket.
He's giving the Wolfpack a 1-point lead. Tony Carr with 9 points in the first half. Already 2 30-point games in the early going. Penn State's going to be in the NCAA tournament conversation. We will hear a lot about Tony Carr this year. Checked by Al Freeman, less than 10 to shoot. Carr, baseline jumper. Dorn battling for the rebound, tied up with Bostic for the jump ball. Possession to NC State. Debbie, you watch the Wolfpack. The style that Kevin Keats plays. He may not have the guys right now to be in the upper tier of the ACC, but you get the feel they're going to knock off a couple of people this year. They're not supposed to. Already they've got the win against Arizona.
Right. So you're coming off of back-to-back losses and you wonder what team you're going to get. I'm sure when it was 11-zip, Kevin Keats was wondering where his guys were. You know? And then they showed up after they hit a couple of threes off the bench.
ACC plays the style that NC State does. Carr out of control. Stay with the Whitney Lions.
It's a different style because it's full court pressure all the time. And what they have done a really good job of to get back in this game is applying that same pressure mentality on the offensive end. You got to attack, get to the logo, make a play, get to the line.
Intercepted by Renard Freeman. Here comes Beverly.
The switch. That's what you said. Should go to the block, right? Instead, when you got a big, you take it to the bucket.
Braxton Beverly signed with Ohio State. Took summer classes there. When Thad Matta was fired, was granted his release, transferred to NC State. NCAA ruled him ineligible twice before he was finally deemed eligible in mid-November. He was a big reason they upset Arizona in the Bahamas. Beverly, the floater. Coming up next on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern. Number 1 Duke and Indiana. Blue Devils the unanimous number 1 in this week's poll. How about what we saw at shoot-around today? Braxton Beverly going in for an uncontested layup. And Kevin Keats says, dunk that ball, and then added a little jab at the end.
Right. Chris Corchiani would have dunked it.
Come on, you buy that?
No. He might have thrown it off the glass for the guy behind him to dunk it.
The tip by Yurt 7.
Penn State thinks the ball is still in the rim.
10 offensive rebounds in that loss to Northern Iowa. Foul on Omer Yurt 7. Istanbul, Turkey, that's his second. Penn State in the bonus. Back down 11. The under 16 media timeout. It was 11-0. Now up by 5 as Azir Bostic will go to the line.
Sam Hunt with 3 triples for NC State really changed their body language and got them back up tempo. Chambers has done a terrific job of platooning between Watkins and Pierce, keeping those guys out of foul trouble in the middle of the floor, especially Watkins. Mike Watkins doesn't have any fouls, so when we start the second half, let's see if he becomes more aggressive around the rim on both ends.
I gotta tell you, that's impressive. Bostic hitting those free throws. Somebody's holding up a cardboard cutout of Pennywise out from it. That would terrify me. Beverly lost it out of bounds. Officials looking for help. Say last touch Penn State.
Nice back.
Freeman hounded on the foul.
It was all in Freeman's cylinder, which is an emphasis this year.
State's last field goal at the 6:04 mark of this first half. 1 for 9 since. Freeman to the free throw line, 5th-year senior. They thought to transfer him after the coaching change when Mark Gottfried was let go, but hit it off right away with Kevin Keats and wanted to be a part of the culture change and wanted to be a part of a group that can get this program turned around and headed back in the right direction. They're not that far removed from tournament success.
He's already had 2 20-point games. You know, if he can continue to work rim to rim, block to block, very good on the defense in terms of the way they like to guard ball screens.
NC State. Here's Tony Carr.
So these are the times of the game right here where Tony Carr's got to make a play.
Tried to do it there. Here comes Freeman. And that was Wheeler again getting in the way of that fast break.
So disruptive with his quickness on the floor and his length.
He's found a niche on this team as a freshman, as a defensive stopper.
And that time he's going to get caught for a hold.
Falls on Wheeler, number 5.
Ninth team foul on Penn State. They'll send Sam Hunt to the free throw line. He is almost automatic. 94% last year with North Carolina A&T. 90% the year before that. With 10 points already in this first half. Make it 11. Largest lead of the game for NC State. They were down 11-0 at one point.
I'm going to say it again, because these are going to be the times and possessions inside the season where Tony Carr is going to have to be able to make a play for Penn State.
Timeout by Pat Chambers. Wolfpack on a 12-2 run, and Debbie, this comeback for NC State started when Sam Hunt came off the bench.
No question about it, Anish. He was the guy that started to light it up. A little catch and shoot outside the arc. Stuck 3 triples to get NC State back in the game, and because they could score, they could set their full court pressure. Their body language changed, and that's why NC State has been able to build a 7-point lead at this point in the game with potentially one more possession for Penn State.
11 points for Hunt, a game high. This after being held scoreless the last 2 games. He was starting to begin the season, and tonight and the last time out, Kevin Keats opted for Braxton Beverly.
Let's see if Penn State goes to Tony Carr inverted on the block. I feel like that's a tendency I've picked up in my scout event.
There is Carr, checked by Al Freeman.
Gonna run a little high ball screen, shooters in the corner.
About a 3.5-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Bostic. Carr, 5 to shoot. Carr, lost it. Shot clock violation.
Play was too slow developing for Penn State.
9 turnovers now for Penn State.
Here comes the defensive team on the floor. Pat Chambers gets Wheeler back out for ball pressure. Now you want to make NC State come back to the ball, not catch it moving up the floor like that.
Freeman at the horn, no good. Bench, 21-6 bench scoring edge for NC State. ACC has won 6 of 7 in this Big Ten ACC Challenge so far. And a whistle early here in the second half.
I think the second half is going to be Tony Carr's half for Penn State. You know, in the first half, he was 4 for 14. He might have forced a couple of shots, but they ran this play last time. They're just going to throw it up to him for the lob, and he scored on this last time.
To the foul on Sam Hunt. Carr with an easy 2. He's got 11.
Remember, he had a huge game against Texas A&M, which was the best team on their schedule. He had 21 of his 31 points in the first half. See if he gets it going in the second.
Bernard Freeman down low. Count the basket and the foul on Mike Watkins.
Which is his first foul, which is important to note because I think he could be more aggressive in the second half on both ends of the floor. Terrific job of holding off Watkins, calling for the basketball by Freeman.
Freeman completes the 3-point play, largest lead for NC State. There is Abdul Malik Abu, not playing tonight. Soreness in his knee. Remember, he missed the first 4 games of the season with an MCL sprain. It's a short bench for Kevin Keats. Darius Hicks, a sophomore, out for the season after tearing his ACL. Watkins down low. Able to draw the foul on Freeman.
See, I love that. I love 2 strong dribbles trying to get to the midline and then being aggressive at attacking the rim. Freeman committing a foul on this end now that we switch. That matchup in the middle might be one to keep your eye on here in the second half. It's been Watkins and Pierce rotating for Pat Chambers. It's been Freeman and you're at 7 for NC State, Kevin Keats.
Chance to extend their biggest lead of the game. There is Torin Dorn. Began his career at UNC Charlotte. Freeman, the long 3. Rattles in. And the Wolfpack was down 11, now lead by 11.
10th three-point basket for Freeman this season. There you go, Watkins. You could have put up a big number in the second half if you're going to pull your team back. It's going to be Watkins, and it's going to be Carr up the middle.
Beverly off the front rim, Dorn the rebound. Sam Hunt, his 4th triple. He's got 14 to lead all scorers.
Without hesitation.
Carr bumped on the drive.
He even had a hand in his face on that one. Watch Sam Hunt. He's been all catch and shoot all night. Late on the close.
Well, go figure. NC State came into this game as one of
Same play here, sorry.
the worst three-point shooting teams in the country, and that's what's allowed them to get back into this game. 7 for 10 from beyond the arc. As you said, look out for Tony Carr.
Well, they've run this play a couple times. They just throw the lob to him over the top, but this time Kevin Keats put Freeman on him, which is a bigger defender.
Freeman's got 2 fouls. Now Watkins traveled as he was guarded by Leonard Freeman.
Yeah, it's going to be one-on-one in the post for both clubs. Neither team electing to bring any double. Nothing on the catch, nothing on the bounce. Straight up, make a move, go to work.
Both teams right now essentially employing a 4-guard lineup. Hunt, heat check. Foul on Dorn.
Okay, so Sam Hunt gets one of those, and there's one for the heat check. You got it. I mean
It
come
almost
on.
went in.
Can't blame him, right? See if Shep Garner can get going for Penn State. He only had 1 triple in the first half. Here comes off the screen.
Stevens. And post against Dorn.
Great help by Freeman.
He'll get bailed out by the foul. Number 2 on Torin Dorn. Already the 5th team foul on NC State.
I thought Dorn had good position right there, and you could see Freeman was in the ready position at help right at the rim.
Garner hits off the feed from Carr.
And look how quick he gets his feet down. Over 1,200 points in his career, Garner. One of the top 3-point shooters in Penn State history. 4th on the career makes list.
Beverly is fouled, and that's Garner's 3rd.
How about Braxton Beverly? He's listed at 6 feet. No way. Tough, plays under. Very good in his screening action. Terrific range outside the arc. 20 points against Arizona's length.
Assistant coach James Johnson, who was a former head coach at Virginia Tech and also a former assistant at Penn State, now with NC State, told me at shoot-around that Beverly reminded him a little of Jerry McNamara, former Syracuse star and current Jim Boeheim assistant.
How about that?
I'll tell you what,
That's
though.
not a bad sentence to have your name in.
If Braxton Beverly ends his freshman year by hitting 6 threes in the first half of the championship game, a lot of people will be happy in these parts. The turnover.
There's something about the rhythm of Penn State right now as we take a look at James Johnson. He's been a head coach in the ACC as well at Virginia Tech.
Former college teammate of Kevin Keats. Freeman to Freeman. Now to Leonard. To the right hand, too strong. Watkins rips it. Carr with the friendly roll.
Enough little drag by Watkins.
Beverly looking to push. Wild shot. Freeman, the weak side rebound and the putback.
Yeah, nice quick hitter because you have the length at the rim to finish.
Beverly. A foul on Beverly.
Take the ball out of the net. First Penn State taking that out of the net. Get beat. Part of that is because Beverly drove all the way to the basket. Usually it's your point guard who gets back on defensive balance. But when he goes all the way to the rim, There's got to be a different rotation back to cover so you don't get beat over the top. Game's kind of quieted down, hasn't it?
It has. Substitutions now. Bostic and Wheeler check in. Wheeler, the freshman from Florida. Strong first half on the defensive end. Satchel Pierce. Carr. Well, they've made him work for his shots.
Yep, good take, beautiful. Drive behind, the hard roll to the rim.
15 for Tony Carr. Came in averaging 20 a game.
He's already hit one from out there, you're at 7.
Less than 10 to shoot. Al Freeman, shot fake, leans in. Now Sam Hunt, the floater, left it short. Penn State looking to cut into this 9-point deficit. Carr pulls up and connects.
Here we go. Last 3 buckets, Tony Carr. He's terrific. 6'5", he's getting points in the paint. He's attacking the logo at NC State.
17 now for Carr. And Dorn walked.
If Penn State is going to win on the road, Tony Carr is going to have to do more of this. So situational offense, what do you got, Tom?
Wow.
There you go.
I was going to say
Did
next
you
time.
give that to them?
The next time Carr does something, if you give me first half shooting 4 for 14,
yeah,
and then second half currently 4 for 4.
Yep, it's all Tony Carr right now, and he's going to keep doing it. I draw it up for him again. He's got the last 6 points, right?
Yep.
Last 3 baskets. Okay, great. Did you get the situational offense from Tom?
Let's hear it for your NC State dance team.
Well, we have time to come back with it.
Give that to the truck.
What do we have coming back, Lori? It's the Big Ten ACC Challenge from PNC Arena. The ACC has won 6 of 7 so far. It's the 19th season. The ACC has won the first 10. Big Ten has been much better in the last 8. They have some ground to make up this year. Tony Carr has helped Penn State make up some ground in the second half. Carr finding Nas Bostic, his high school teammate. Stevens, that Roman Catholic triumvirate.
Mark Stevens 0 for 6 from the floor from the rim. 15 points a game, second leading scorer for Penn State. Tony Carr has scored the last 3 buckets.
4 for 4 in the second half, make it 5 for 5. He's got 19, he'll go to the free throw line for number 20.
So I love the set that they come out of the timeout with. They go to horns and they get a backdoor look, and Lamar Stevens can't get the offensive glass. This time they come back out to what's been working for them. I don't think Pat Chambers has to dig too deep into the playbook right now. Give it to Carr, put him in space, play in a concept, and let him go to work. That's the kind of alpha play that Tony Carr has to bring to Penn State for them to be successful this season and to go to the postseason, which is where they want to go.
Pat Chambers wanted Carr to be the alpha, be the leader on this team. Only a sophomore, #1 player out of Pennsylvania coming out of high school. He was trimmed, was 12-point deficit to 4. And 7 kicks it out. Al Freeman. His pass tipped. Freeman shot fake. Drops it off for Dorn, blocked. And a shot clock violation.
Another terrific defensive stance by Penn State. Now you get the stop, now you got to come down and you got to get a good look. Since Tony Carr has had the last 9 points, is there any option besides him? Now the defense is going to start to shade him with 1.5, so he might be able to make a play here off the bounce to set someone else up. He's got Beverly there in for him to the block. Post him up right here.
Here's the mismatch. Carr hit the side of the backboard, his first miss here in the second half.
That was a set they ran in the Texas A&M game, Anish, when they really needed a basket.
Freeman at the other end.
What a great get Al Freeman has been for NC State. He played well in the Bahamas, and that is a terrific take off the bounce. He's scoring on this end. He's also had a good portion of the defensive work against Tony Carr. Now NC State will switch 1 through 3, sometimes 1 through 4. Look at Sam Hunt right now. He's face guarding Tony Carr. Gonna play him to no catch.
7-point lead for NC State. They've made 10 consecutive free throws. Point lead was the halftime margin. Penn State led by as many as 11 early. Carr was calling for 5 to shoot. Wheeler kicks to the corner. Bostic. Did he beat the shot clock? No, he did not.
And for about 10 seconds of that possession, Tony Carr stood out here on the perimeter and didn't move. So that's another level of progression for him. With the ball in his hands, he's terrific. Got to work off the basketball, especially late in the shot clock.
12 turnovers for Penn State. Al Freeman, shot fake, able to draw a foul on Isaiah Bostic. A veteran move by the 23-year-old grad transfer.
I mean, he has hit a 3, but you've got to play him off the bounce. Terrific pump fake.
Kevin Keats was telling us that this team doesn't have the alpha that it did last year in Dennis Smith, when you needed a big basket, just clear out, let one guy do his thing. But collectively, there's a lot of different guys who can be the guy on a given night. Don't forget Thursday, the Big Ten ACC Challenge continues. Notre Dame and Michigan State. Top 5 matchup in East Lansing.
There's 2 guys in that game. Miles Bridges for Michigan State. Bonzi Colson from Notre Dame.
This is one of the hardest matchups in college basketball. Watkins' layup is not there. The lob broken up by Carr. Here's Reeves. Back to Carr. Lines up a 3. Offensive rebound, Stevens in the goaltender.
Is that going to be Lamar Stevens' first basket of the game?
It is.
Yeah, he has not been able to score from the field, but he is working on the offensive glass and around the rim here in the second half.
Stevens has 6 rebounds. He was a little up and down in conference play last year. Had offers out of high school from Villanova and Indiana, but wanted, in his words, to make history at Penn State. Dorn.
Good job. Terrific job by Beverly off the step-up screen to get all the way to the drift. You know, to make that pass to set up Dorn for the rotation, because Penn State's rotation was late closing out on the perimeter.
Down low, Watkins, shot fake, flush. Possession game.
See the step-up screen, that's a snake behind it. Oh, look at Watkins cover that ground.
The best shot blockers in the Big Ten. Garner. In and out.
Right in the corner.
Dorn never saw him. That will give him the basket and the foul. NC State to the free throw line, up by 8.
Official timeout.
I thought Watkins traveled on the dunk. I could be wrong, but I thought he moved his feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be points in the paint. And then the situational offense, that's really 3 pieces to that. It might be too much for you. Hey, Tom. Let me have this right here.
Okay, basketball fans, it's now time for the Harris Teeter Parachute Drop. Each parachute has a $5 gift card to Harris Teeter and a reusable shopping bag. So, look up, look overhead, here they come. It's our Harris Teeter Parachute Drop.
Just give me that whole poster.
You want to just come straight back out to that? And I'll tee Deb.
Yep.
Let's revisit Deb's dues.
Who's got the 3 fouls?
For Penn State, Reeves.
Yeah.
Reeves. 6.
Garner has 3. Does Reeves have 3?
Reeves has 3 and Garner has 3.
So there's 2 players with 3. Okay. All right. I'll be quick. Lamar, it's 1 for 7. 4 turnovers.
He hasn't played well.
No.
Renee Schroff, Debbie Antonelli. Let's revisit Deb's do's and don'ts.
When you look at situational offense for Penn State, they've had 18 possessions of baseline, sideline, or after timeouts. They have scored 22 points on those 18. 2 players with foul trouble because NC State is attacking and getting Penn State in rotation. And then for the Wolfpack, points in the paint. They've done a terrific job of getting on the inside. Right now, Penn State is winning the advantage on the glass, especially on the offensive rebounds, where Penn State's had 16 offensive rebounds with 4 different players that have had 3. Their guards crash.
Yeah, they do. Torin Dorn unable to complete the 3-point play. Some foul trouble now for Penn State. Josh Reeves and Shep Garner both with 3. On the lines of left to the free throw line, just 9 of 15 at the strike. Carr posting up against Markel Johnson. We have not seen much of Markel Johnson tonight.
Braxton Beverly has gotten the majority of the minutes at the point. 5 minutes in the game for Markel Johnson, who started at the point.
Sophomore from Cleveland. Guarding Carr. Back iron. Watkins the rebound. Johnson with the intercept. Yard 7 sets the screen. Back to Yard 7. Beautifully executed pick and roll. Get a foul on the freshman, LeVar Batts, his 3rd.
Watch the screen and the roll. You see Watkins is not aggressive in showing. It's a weak show right there, but that's the way Penn State guards it. They like to gap it on those ball screens. A terrific pass that leads Yard 7 right to the rim.
It's a good sign, too, because if you go back to the tournament in the Bahamas and the loss to Northern Iowa, NC State had success with its bigs. The guards just weren't getting the ball to the bigs consistently.
You got to have that balance. You know, hey, listen, Anish, guards, it's a college game is all about the guard. Basketball is all about the guards.
I know. Spoken like a former guard. I guess if the ball's in your hands, you call the shots, right?
That's right. You're in charge.
How about the big fella from Byzantium? Omer Yard 7 with his second 3. He's 5 of 6 from deep this season.
How about the highlight reel back-to-back? The dunk on the pick and roll, and the 3 at the top of the key.
Big guys are Renaissance men now. Stevens, he is fouled by Yard 7.
Foul on Yard 7, number 14, his 3rd. That's the 19th
Again,
foul.
the way NC State is attacking those pick and rolls on the side of the floor, and Yard 7 just makes himself available at the top of the key.
He is just starting to scratch his potential, which is immense. He had a chance to go pro, would have likely have been a 2nd-round pick, but came back so he could move up into that 1st round and potentially the lottery even higher.
So you go from being 5 for 6 from the 3-point line for the season now, okay? And now you've got the interior game. He becomes a pick and pop game guy at 7 feet tall. He's got great footwork around the rim. Now that's the reason why he came back, because he needed to improve his defense, improve his skill set, and he's done that in the offseason, playing in Turkey for the U20 team. He's got a lot of international experience.
Carr picked up the foul. Yeah, the NC State team played internationally over the summer in Italy, but Kevin Keats told Yard 7 to play with his Turkish team, play against a high level of competition, and having the non-conference part of the schedule this year. Remember, he was suspended the first 9 games last year. Essentially, when he came back, didn't have a ton of time before conference play, and you're going to struggle if your first taste of college basketball is the ACC. Stevens leaning in, draws the contact, and The foul on Dorn. Stevens will shoot 2.
On Dorn, number 2 is Dorn. And the team foul.
So he's not just worried about not being able to score. He is impacting the game in other ways.
The pick, trying to go back to that pick and roll. Penn State over it.
Good job by Pierce.
Garner off the Stevens screen.
I saw a number today in East where 25% of the possessions where York 7 is on the floor, NC State can play through him, not just to him. So he's adding to his skill set. You got to find the 7-footer when he's lurking around the rim.
Three-pointer is good by LeVar Batts. A team that had struggled shooting the ball from the outside has connected from deep tonight.
And so the space changes when York 7 is on the floor because he demands so much of that painted area. The way he can roll to the rim, the way he can shoot threes at the top of the key.
Pierce misses the bunny. Batts flying into the Penn State bench to save it.
Satchel Pierce, come on, you got to make that play for your team.
Transfer out of Virginia Tech.
I think the first 2 years there.
Named after the Baseball Hall of Famer Satchel Paige. His full name is Satchel Paige Pierce. Dad was a big fan of Satchel Paige, who played until he was almost 60. He used to call the infield in when Mickey Mantle was up.
I hope I'm still shooting it when I'm 60.
I'm telling you, he was no trickster. Played for years in the Negro Leagues and never really got his chance in the bigs until he was into his 40s.
NC State's defense really pushing Penn State out now.
Carr has it knocked away by Johnson. There's Markel Johnson. Blocked at the rim by Stevens, and they're going to call a foul. Markel Johnson did not play much in the first half. He's provided a spark here in the second half.
All right, basketball fans, get on your feet right now. It's time for tonight's T-shirt tour. Make some noise, the champion of the dancing looking for. Keep making noise, keep making noise. Toss those T-shirts, guys.
join SVP after Duke and Indiana tonight. Big night of basketball in the NBA. Warriors and Lakers. Lonzo and Steph Curry. Wizards and Sixers, plus Auburn quarterback Jarrett Stidham on how the Tigers can beat Georgia for the second time this season. This time with a trip to the college football playoff at stake. ACC leading the Big Ten 6-1 in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Clemson currently leading Ohio State, and if Clemson were to win, and if NC State were to win tonight, the ACC would clinch the challenge this year. Markel Johnson at the free throw line. Wolf back in the bonus, 18 fouls for Penn State. Nittany Lions in the double bonus. Johnson misses both.
In the late game closing situation, Braxton Beverly will be on the floor for offense, and I believe Johnson will be on the floor for defense.
Carr's got a team high 20. He has not had much help in the second half. Wing 3 falls for Josh Reeves. Penn State with an 8.
This game could go one or two ways right here for Penn State. That's a huge 2 missed free throws on this end for NC State.
Yurt 7 with his third triple.
That's going to change the space. You're going to have to come out and challenge. Penn State bigs don't like to guard on the perimeter. That's why they soft hedge on all their ball screening action.
Stevens has been cold tonight. Now Reeves. Tough shot. Way off. Yurt 7 the rebound. Johnson pushing. Freeman catch and shoot. No good. Foul down low. Go on Tony Carr, his second. 19th foul on Penn State.
Number 19 foul.
Tor and Dorn to the line for a 1-and-1. Dorn hasn't had his shot today, shooting just 2 out of 11, but he's got a career-high 12 rebounds.
And there are going to be nights when you don't shoot the ball well. Lane violation by NC State. Well, you've got to do other things to help your team.
There's the outlet to Stevens. Johnson pokes it away. They're going to get a reach-in foul.
Number 2, his 4th.
It's on Dorn, his 4th. Bernard Freeman and Braxton Beverly getting ready to check in for NC State. Jamari Wheeler at the scores table for Penn State. Stevens knocks down the first free throw. Now that you've seen them up close and in person, do you see Penn State as a team capable of breaking through and being in the NCAA tournament conversation late in the season?
Can they consistently bring the kind of energy and effort that's going to be required in the Big Ten race to be able to do that? Do they have enough talent? Yes. But what we saw today, that Coach Chambers travels with a big sign called attitude. And I would say that intangible right now is going to be something that's going to be very important to finish out this game and might dictate how deep they can make a run in the Big Ten.
Both teams now in the double bonus. Big Ten's going to be a tough league, and Pat Chambers told us this is the best team that he's had now in his 7th season at Penn State. The Nittany Lions have not been to the NCAA tournament since 2011. That was before Chambers got there.
They're skilled. They have all the pieces. You could call them young, but their freshmen played a lot of minutes last year, and they are returning 81% of their scoring from a year ago. They've got good balance. They've got depth at the rim. And you got Tony Carr, who I think could be a star. I mean, a real legitimate household name across the Big Ten landscape.
When you return more than 80% of your scoring, rebounding, and assists, youth is not an excuse.
It's about habits, Anish. What kind of habits do you create every day? And then consistently, do you understand, what you need to do at this level to be able to pull off W's? They're still in it now. I mean, that's a nice play right there. Watkins at the rim. I mentioned this before. He has one personal foul. He's got to be a little bit more demonstrative at the rim on the defensive end. He's one of the top shot blockers in the country. NC State's getting points in the paint off the bounce.
Right now, everything has gone through yard 7. Setting the screen for Johnson. Beverly. Watkins the rebound.
Now I will say right there, Mike Watkins had an impact on that shot because you cannot over-penetrate.
There's Tony Carr down the lane. And that is going to be an offensive foul on Carr, his third.
I think he catches the ball standing too much. He doesn't catch the ball on the move. That is much harder to guard. And with his 6'5" frame,
Why?
Because it's harder to guard. It's harder to guard moving than it is stationary. And if you can just get the defense shifting just a little bit, he'll have an angle to the rim.
And a foul as yard 7 was crashing the offensive boards. That's 4 now on Reeves.
You can see why, as you mentioned before, NC State fans could get really excited about this team. The energy they play with, the effort. They didn't start the game that way, but Sam Hunt had the ability to knock down triples and change their discipline. But if yard 7 is going to do what he has shown us tonight, that is very impressive as you take a look at some of the foul trouble that Pat Chambers has been dealing with tonight.
How about O'Meara, yard 7, a career-high 19. Assistant coach James Johnson told me at shoot-around they want him to be more aggressive. We're seeing some of that in the second half.
NC State spent a lot of time at shoot-around working on step-up screen, scoring out against the way Penn State guards ball screens. I think they've done an excellent job. And then yard 7's length has been a factor.
Stevens has been ice cold. Loose ball.
See, that right there is when you've got rim body ball, and Mike Watkins needs to go up to the cup like he means it.
Possession arrow, NC State on the jump ball call. And Deb, I think you hit it right on the nail. You said,
I'm over here posting you up.
I know. I got scars and war wounds now. But you mentioned it. You said the urgency for Penn State on the road, big non-conference test. They've got Big Ten play after this. Big Ten playing some games in December this year because their conference tournament at Madison Square Garden moved up a week. They have Iowa. They've got Wisconsin coming up. You wanted to see more urgency from this team.
I saw Fran McCaffrey's team last night, and they didn't play well in the second half. Virginia Tech took over and dictated the tempo, but they've got size and length. They've got Jordan Bohannon is in charge. He's got terrific demeanor about the way he runs the show. They defend, they extend, and they're getting Nicholas Bear back last night, which was a big deal for them.
Now we're seeing active hands by Penn State. Comes back to the Wolfpack. 20 to shoot. Beverly splits the double. Tries to drop it off, gets it back. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Beverly, the floater. Offensive rebound, Freeman. He is fouled, and right now the Wolfpack relentless on the glass. 2 on Watkins.
He's fine. He's got 2. He needs to stay aggressive. NC State doing a great job of running their stuff. That step-up screen has been successful, and they're not just always scoring when they snake behind it. They're making a play and forcing rotation. That allows them to get to the rim to offensive rebound.
And right now, Kevin Keats going with a bigger lineup with Freeman and yard 7 both on the floor.
And Pat Chambers countering with a smaller.
Bostic in for Watkins. Bostic, a guy, number 4 in white, His nickname in high school was Horse because he would carry his team down the stretch.
You know what, Anish, I sense this lineup for Pat Chambers is about pushing the tempo offensively, Ray. They got to run. They got to look to get into their actions a little quicker. They've got to sprint to every action. Sprint to screening.
4 of the 5 on the floor for Penn State from Philadelphia's Roman Catholic High School. Wheeler with the ball, the only one not part of that quartet. Carr to Stevens, he has it knocked away. Back to Wheeler, less than 10 to shoot. Now Carr down the lane, splits the D and the teardrop.
Beautiful, terrific take.
Timeout, Penn State.
It's an 11-point NC State lead, and if Penn State's going to chip away here in the last 3:43, Tony Carr's going to have the ball.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join ESPN and the V Foundation in the fight against cancer. Visit v.org/donate. Jimmy V, legendary coach for NC State, won a championship in 1983. The fight against cancer continues. Penn State right now looking to claw back, down 11. They led 11-0 at the first media timeout. They're now down 11 with 3:31 left in regulation.
Okay, Wolfpack fans, get on your feet.
It's early in the season. How about just early? We talked about what we've seen from Penn State. What's the early forecast for NC State from what we've seen? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's stock rising with Yurt 7 playing the way he played.
And the importance, I think the importance too of Yurt 7 having these games. Didn't have as many of them last year.
Yes.
We're still looking for our winners. Keep making noise right now if you want some free games. Congratulations. Looks like we found tonight's winner. Because you're tonight's winner, the most pumped up fans, you won marathon gift cards for your entire row. Congratulations.
All right, we can come back for that. Yeah.
Big win for Clemson on the road.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. I think that was. Yeah, so here, screen. He snakes behind it. Is that what he does? Oh, he attacks the big and then gets him in rotation.
Clemson has beaten Ohio State in basketball, and the ACC now has won 7 of 8 in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. So if NC State holds on down the stretch, the ACC would clinch this year's challenge. 14 in gray tonight. Omer Yurt 7, 19 points, 11 rebounds. He's fouled. Second double-double. He's really starting to come into his own as a sophomore.
Sorry, Anish. That is the right person to foul and put on the line. If you're Penn State, you put Markel Johnson on the line, who doesn't shoot the free throws very well and missed the last 2.
That's Johnson to the free throw line. 64% entering the day.
I don't think that was an intended foul, though, I have to say, with this much time on the clock.
Both teams in the double bonus. Both teams have 2 timeouts. It's a 12-point lead. There's still plenty of time left. What does Penn State have to do here in the final 3.5 minutes to get back?
Can they get 3 consecutive stops and score on the other end? See, they can do that like this right here.
Stevens on the breakaway.
Now apply some pressure. Take NC State deeper into the shot clock. Good D by Penn State. 15 on the shot clock.
Seven to shoot. Freeman off the screen, working on Stevens, the fadeaway. Rebound to Lamar Stevens.
There's 2 stops. One, I should say.
Stevens down the lane through the contact, and he'll shoot a free throw. And Penn State with a chance to whittle away at this deficit.
How about Lamar Stevens? Has struggled all night offensively. Gets the breakaway, and then a little Euro, steps around, draws the charge. Goes to the free throw line for an and 1.
Foul was Beverly's second. It's still a 3-possession game. They come up on 2.5 to play.
You want to draw 2 there, but you got to be careful as you get closer to the midcourt strike. That's a loose ball foul.
And they're going to get Jamari Wheeler.
All on Dorn, number 2, his 5th.
Actually, they'll say Dorn got the foul, so that's on NC State. And for Dorn, that is 5. So even though he hasn't shot well, he's been effective on the glass. He's now out of the game. And remember, Abdul Malik Abu, one of the bigs, not playing today, has soreness in his knee, an injury that cost him the first 4 games of this season, had a sprained MCL.
NC State right now is a little hesitant against the Penn State length in that 3/4 court press. So what they're doing is they're coming across midcourt, and there's times where the smaller NC State guards are getting trapped. And you don't want to get trapped, and you don't want to pick it up once you cross midcourt. But in the backcourt, you do want to draw 2, so you can reverse it and look down the line and go quickly to attack the backside, or get it to the middle.
Wheeler came into this game just 5 of 9 from the free throw line, and misses the first. Boston College at Nebraska follows our game. The start of it can be seen on ESPN News. Banked home, 2-possession game.
Draw 2, reverse it. NC State doesn't want to just take time off the clock here, so they want to be really careful about not going too deep before they start their progression.
It's been almost 5 minutes since the last Wolfpack field goal. Johnson in traffic, blocked by Reeves. Tony Carr. Carr for 3. Gets it to go, and it's a 3-point game. A 9-0 run by the Nittany Lions.
They were down 11 at the 3:30 mark.
They've got the stops you talked about. Playing now with a sense of urgency.
And converted on the other end.
Now Freeman. Freeman over Reeves. Got it to go. Huge basket.
Made it back to 2 possessions. Now NC State needs to get a stop.
Carr against Beverly, off balance, the foul, and Tony Carr will shoot 2.
Great job by Pat Chambers to attack the Braxton-Beverly matchup. When you push in transition and you run the floor hard, you can create mismatches just by running the floor hard.
Carr's got 25. He's an 84% free throw shooter. Seven for Carr, 18 in the second half.
1 minute.
Beverly is going to be fouled by Reeves. That is 5, so Josh Reeves is fouled out. He is the best perimeter defender for Penn State.
I like the change to the small lineup. I think that's also been a factor in helping Pat Chambers and his team get back in this. Certainly much better body language and energy out of them. Braxton Beverly is a good free throw shooter. He would be more of the closer who you'd want to have the ball in his hands in the late game situations when you have the lead.
He hit some big shots down the stretch in the win over then number 2 Arizona. Two-possession game. Boston college, and Nebraska follows us. Stevens. Around here at 7. Stevens follows his own miss to a 3-point game. 43 seconds left.
What a terrific job Stevens has done. See if he commits the foul right there. He has been so aggressive at the rim. When the tempo picked up, they needed stops. He was able to get out on the other end. He thought he had an and one here. Right there.
Stevens picked up his 4th foul, and now Markel Johnson, who is 1 for 5 at the free throw line tonight, to shoot 2.
Well, Doran out with 5 fouls. I think you have to keep Johnson on the floor right now. He's your quickest ball handler. He's not your best free throw shooter.
Best free throw shooter for NC State is Sam Hunt. 1 out of 2 for Johnson. 4-point game. Carr. Bostic. Out of bounds.
You might want to take a look at that one.
We can review this play. We'll go to the monitor. Carolina has beaten Michigan. So the ACC has won the Big Ten ACC Challenge. 8 wins for the ACC, 1 for the Big Ten. And going to the monitor to see who touched this ball. Big call here with 32 seconds left. 2-possession game. Who knocked it out? Stevens and Beverly.
Did it look like it hit Beverly last?
Rolling on the court.
Or did it hit Stevens last?
Initially it was ruled NC State ball.
I think it hit Stevens last.
Off of Stevens' arm. Beverly touch it again after that.
And Sam Hunt is going to check in for Markel Johnson, I think.
It's going to be NC State ball.
No, keeps us in the league, Markel Johnson in. So, I'm Penn State. I might let him catch it and then try to trap him and then get the foul. But not let Braxton Beverly catch the ball here.
Beverly fouled by Barber. Beverly, the freshman, to the line. 30 seconds left in regulation.
That's who you want to have the basketball. That's the closer.
Beverly 4 for 4 at the free throw line. 5 for 5. Even if he makes both, it's still a 2-possession game. Penn State still has 2 timeouts.
Tony Carr and Shep Gardner have hit threes. Reeves hit a 3, but he's out.
Carr's the best 3-point shooter by far, 65% of the season entering the play. 6, here's Carr.
It's just they switching on everything.
Give him the 2, Carr takes it, it's a 4-point game with 19 seconds.
Timeout, Penn
State.
And a timeout by Penn State, 29 for Carr now. He's run away from his third 30-point game of the season. With Clemson and North Carolina winning tonight, the ACC has clinched the Big Ten ACC Challenge. It's been a lopsided affair so far, 8-1. NC State, 19 seconds away from making it 9-1 for Penn State. Not out of this yet.
Purdue beat Louisville last night, 66-57. One win for the Big Ten so far.
What does that mean in the grand scheme of things if the ACC wins this thing lopsided?
It certainly helps your resume, and if you've won on the road, it matters because that piece of criteria is carrying more weight with the selection committee.
Inbound. Over to Johnson. They foul him immediately, and that's the shooter Penn State wants at the line.
Wheeler, number 5, and Stick.
Jamari Wheeler picks up the foul. He is now fouled out. Some big free throws from Markell Johnson. He backed up Dennis Smith a year ago, and now he's the starting point guard for Kevin Keats. Smith, a top 10 pick with the Mavericks. Johnson only 2 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. Penn State has a timeout.
That's a big one right there.
Both free throws good. It remains a 2-possession game.
Now you have to have a 3.
Carr trying to get free. Instead, we get a foul. It's on Beverly.
No, I believe it's on
That's on
Tony
Carr.
Carr.
Illegal screen.
Yeah. Pushed off to try to create some space.
Carr, number 10, is scored.
NC State looking to get back into the win column after a couple of consecutive losses. Beverly won't be fouled. He'll bring it up. Now fouled by Carr.
This is a big win for the Wolfpack because I do believe Penn State is going to finish in the top half of the Big Ten this season.
Yep.
And for Penn State, they're going to roll right into Big Ten play on the road at Iowa. Iowa coming off a loss where Fran McCaffrey's team did not play well in the second half. And of course, Virginia Tech had a lot to do with that.
You get the feeling NC State is going to cause trouble for a few people in the ACC that maybe we didn't think was possible before the season. They're a tough matchup stylistically. They may not have all the pieces personnel-wise that Kevin Keats needs just yet. But if your 7 continues to develop, if Beverly can give them quality minutes as a freshman, they've got a chance to be dangerous. I don't know if this is an NCAA tournament team, but they can be dangerous in the ACC.
Continue to get better.
The Wolfpack were down 11-0 at one point. They come all the way back for a 7-point win at home against